The new era of alpha males. Gerai, man čia įdomu, nes iš tikro aprimo mano sferą ir tą red pillerių visą tą alfa vyrų biškį kultūrą. Andrew Tate tada baną gavo, jis buvo pikas tos kultūros, paskui aišku pas mus čia Lietuvoje reaktinom į visus tos podcastas Triggeris ir tas yra Simantas, kuris ten tas plūgas yra, kur jie ten kopijavo tą, žinai, viską, bet tada yra aprimo. Ir man įdomu, ar iš naujo atsiras kažkoks variantas, nes ta red pillerių kultūra irgi nebuvo naujas dalykas, jinai buvo šiek tiek modernesnis variantas tų pick-up artistų iš senai, tai pastoviai šiek tiek pasikoreguoja, prisitaiko prie, šių dienų nuogastavimų vyrų ir panašiai galbūt, ir ten jaunų tų vyrų ir pasiadaptavę ateina į naują tą šviesą, visai kaip religija, ne? Pasiadaptuoja, pakeičia savo įsitikinimus, žinai, ir mes nauji. Tai čia galbūt apie tai šnekės, ar čia iš kelių naujų prikolins, aš žinau, ką čia darys.
Hey guys, my name is Chad. Alpha Chad. To you.
Chad
checked in on the alphas in a while because in 2021, 2022, there would be a new one spouting the craziest takes you'd ever heard, like women don't have hobbies or you should tan your asshole. But now in 2025, that's just every Instagram reel. That's just every single Instagram reel that you ever see ever. It's kind of like pointing out a cow to your friends when you're driving through the city versus when you're driving through the country. They're not going to be very surprised. This is a cow farm. There's gonna be cows outside. But recently I found two alphas that are so fascinating to me that I have to point them out to you, no matter where we're driving. If you watch
Belmar?
reels for over an hour every day, don't do that. So do I. Then you've maybe seen this guy before.
His favorite whiskey, Johnny Walker. What do I do at duty free? Fucking Johnny Walker. That night, sipping the fucking Johnny Walker in the war room by myself with him, chilling.
Luke Belmar is a biohacking, crypto trading, e-commerce-ing, alpha finance bro.
Aš netaip senai iš draugės išgirdau tą biohackeriai. Ir aš labai greit supratau, kad biohackeriai, tai praškai visi kiekvieną buvo debilai. Bet čia, kaip paminėjo, biohackeris, crypto traderis, red pilleris, tai čia tiesiog kombo idiotizmo.
Bro millionaire.
Give me a $10 million contract every 4 months, you know?
By the way, I didn't realize what biohacking was until a few days ago. Apparently, it just means changing your diet and routine to try and improve your life. That's obviously a simplified definition, but based on the term they've been using, I thought it was a lot more serious than that.
Biohacking is your ability to reverse engineer life. Bio means life. Hacking through it is your ability to...
Jo. Skamba kietai ir tada... Jo, kas antras narkomanas ieško su dievais šneka savo galvoj ten su visokiausiais, išsigalvoja apie realybę, ką tik nori, nes tai yra, egoistiški jauni žmonės, kurie galvoja, kad yra geresni už kitus, kur rado kažką, kur aš esu biohackeris ir aš geresnis, nes aš ten, nežinau, 15 skirtingų sulčių radau kaip gerti ir hackinu visą sistemą. Ir ten tokia ir tokia žolelė sukombinuoja su tom ir žodžiu, ten nesibaigiantis autizmas, okay?
To figure out the most optimal ways to experience life.
So it kind of seems like they've just alpha-fied taking care of themselves. Hey bro, you want to film a podcast episode real quick? Because we need to convince ourselves we're doing something fiscally profitable in order to sincerely talk to each other. Sorry dude, I can't. I'm biohacking. Bro, what? You're biohacking? That's crazy, dude. That's impressive, for real. Yeah, thanks. I know. I'll let you get back to it, okay? You focus up, all right? I'll talk to you later. Okay, see you, bro. This is actually one of the best apples I've ever fucking had. Luke posts a lot of clips of himself on various podcasts saying things I think are meant to be insightful, but usually make no sense.
I think people need to start studying words. You look at a bank, right? What is a bank?
River bank.
Right. What does the river bank do? It controls the
So
flow.
deep, bro.
Flow of what? Flow of the current, the currency. If it's controlling the currency, it's also controlling the what? The flow. The flow of what? The cash flow.
He's always talking about his success and how much money he has, so he posts a lot of advice to people wanting to become.
Čia beveik suverenų. Tas talking pointas. Pala, aš dar turiu tą citatą. Aš negaliu tiesiog. Birth kanal, kur čia ta citata buvo? Jo. Legalys kalba ir tada jie naudojo tos semantiką word magic vadino. Birth certificates are issued to us by the doc. just as ships are given birth certificates at the dock. It's about commerce. We come from our mother's waters. Your mother has a birth canal just like a ship. The ship moves by the sea current, just as we are able to move by the currency. All this information relates to how the general public are still legally tied through maritime admiralty law. Admiralty law. Čia suvereno vieno garsiausio suvereno ten to metinio Terry Nicholas, ne, čia ne tas, nepamenu pavardės, kažkoks ten buvo, jis tą pasakydavo. Tai čia praškai žodin, tas pakartojo tą su current. Wow.
More like him. Wealthy, cool, charismatic.
Because
Those streams were very helpful.
because
A lot of his videos are him explaining how we can start making money just like him. So let's go ahead and dive in. That's foreshadowing for later in the video. It'll make sense later. We'll get to that.
mention to me 5 people in your life right now that you give them a phone call and be like, yo, drop me a $250,000 wire. You need those people, right? Because your net worth isn't calculated by the money that you have, but by the access that you have to money.
Here's the secret to being rich, guys. Ask rich people to give you money. Pretend to be their friend so you can use them for personal financial gain. It's a side hustle because you're hustling them. At the end of this clip, he also says this.
You could be poor, but be in a federal position where you can print $100 billion and put it into any industry where you have prior investments. It's all about positioning.
Which is somehow even worse advice. If you guys want to make money, literally just make money. Print it yourself in your garage. It's all about positioning yourself into prison. Don't worry though, this is not the only groundbreaking advice he has for making money.
When was the last time you sat down with a blank piece of paper and just like brainstormed? Ever heard that?
Yes.
Arba kai išeis kaltinimai, kad jis ten, nežinau, vogė pinigus ir panas raipino, tada atsivers religija, kaip Andrew Tate, kaip tas, kaip ten, Russell Brand? Toks jis? Jo, Russell Brand. Blet, kiek daug žmonių jį mėgo. Jis visą laiką buvo protiškai neįgalus, daunas jobanas. Ir dar pasirodo raipis, bet viskas gerai. Atsivėrė religija.
Brainstormed? Ever heard that?
Yes, I'm pretty sure they have heard of that. He has so many people listening to him right now. They're hanging on every word he says. And he uses that opportunity to ask if they've ever heard of journaling.
I got a problem at the top. Give me 100 solutions for that problem. Oh, I don't know what to... Chill the fuck out. What is going to happen? Relax, G.
This isn't gonna help anyone.
Aš visiems sakiau, Andrew Tate fanai yra tik tais menkapročiai. Kažkaip ten taip ir streaminau su tokiu title, mėginamas prisikviesti aš šnekėti. Nes realiai jo, kad tu Andrew Tate patarimų klausytum, ar kad šito žmogaus patarimų klausytum, tu turi būti, arba tau turi literaliai 15 metų būti, tu nieko apie nieką turi nežinot, arba turi debilas būti. Nes most basic patarimai, primityviausi žodžiai, kurie kažką reiškia, yra belenkaip gilu, kaip 14-mečių tas subredditas. I'm 14 and this is deep, žinai. Bet ką pasakai ir tipo, wow, so deep, bro. Pasakai labiausiai nuvalkiotą banalų dalyką ever, so deep, 14-mečiam, žinai. Tai čia panašiai, jauni bachūrai visiškai tūpi, ieško kaip ar uždirbti ar kažką ir mato tipo čiuvaką, kuris, galbūt pinigų turi. Jis klėlį sako viską teisybę, nesvarbu net ant kiek klėdė ar ant kiek basic dalykų sako.
One become rich alpha bros. So I feel like he must have some kind of other motivation for trying to get them to use paper. Like maybe he secretly works at Dunder Mifflin. When's the last time you took a piece of paper and just appreciated it? When's the last time you ordered 80 boxes of 8x10 in ultra white, tipping your salesman 40%? Ever heard of it? Ever heard of that? Have you ever heard of that? Have you? And while we're at it, have you ever heard of today's sponsor? This video is sponsored by Midas Merge. Midas Merge is a free to download mobile game that you can play on your phone even if you don't. So we're basically a thing from Chad Turtle. Let's go. Belmar's steps to be rich. This has got to be what we're looking for.
1, go get spring water. Don't drink Dasani purified water. It's gonna fuck you up.
Water is gonna fuck me up.
2, once you have a little bit of money, start eating super clean, super organic. Understand that the food that you consume has pesticides, has chemicals.
Once I have money, which I still don't have because that's what this tutorial is supposed to tell me.
Don't use a microwave. Microwave, you're literally cooking your food.
Microwave will cook food.
Neglect celebrities. Don't give a celebrities. They're just dirt.
Ignore celebrities, even though we're supposed to be making rich friends, and they probably won't want to be our friend if we call them dirt and stuff.
Yo, drop me a $250,000 wire.
He's a dirt pig.
For someone who's always talking about the meaning of words,
I think people need to start studying words.
he seems to not understand the ones in step by step. We still don't know how to get rich like him. This wasn't even unhelpful advice.
Kaip ten tas yra? Draw the rest of the owl meme. Jo, tipo. How to draw an owl. Step-by-step guide. 1. Draw some circles. 2. Draw the rest of the fucking owl. Čia toks gidas buvo. Žinau. Uždirb milijoną. Step-by-step guidas. Tai uždirb 300 000. Tada sveikai pradėk valgyti, kai juosi milijonierius. Based, cool. Geras planas, guy.
This was advice for after we've done the thing we needed advice for. What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to tie a shoe. This is just a quick step-by-step. As you can see, my shoes are already tied. Go fuck yourself. Don't put food in here, by the way. It'll make it cold. Be careful. Is that Chris Hemsworth? Oh, it's me, Chris Hemsworth. Get the fuck out of here, Chris. I'm gonna beat you up. You're gonna be so Thor tomorrow. I think one of the funniest things about Luke, though, is that he is completely obsessed with the Taint brothers. You know, the convicted human traffickers. You know, some of the worst people on the planet, some of the worst people alive right now. He talks about Andrew's brother Tristan so frequently and with so much excitement that it's like he's a freshman in high school getting to hang out with the mean, popular seniors.
Tristan Tate got us lit on Blue Label Johnny Walker, $250 cigars, $500 cigars, right? What an experience. So we're gonna go hang out with him today again. Dude, the guy did a 5-day fast. First thing how he breaks his fast, cigars and whiskey, and still outruns us. What a G, bro.
Dude, this guy starved himself, spent $1,000 on consumable goods, and still trafficked women right after. That guy is sick, dude. In the head, he's fucked up.
Your favorite car, bro?
The red one, the Aston Martin.
Tristan thinks well, guys. Critical thinking, I fucking love it.
Hello? Who, Luke? Yeah, he's here. One sec. It's Krispy Kreme. They said they want to offer you a job. They said because you're so good at glazing. He didn't even explain his thought process for why this is his favorite car. He just said the color. He literally just said the color of the car. That didn't even take regular thinking.
The red one.
Luke reacts to everything Tristan says like Tristan is paying him, which he might be.
Yo, drop me a $250,000 wire.
Tristan Tate, piece of dirt.
Allegedly, most definitely, allegedly, 1000% for sure, no doubt in my mind, allegedly. It's like Luke is on payroll and he's trying to keep his job. I think we should move this filing cabinet over there. Yes, genius. That's why this guy's in charge, right? No, actually, I hate that spot. That's the worst spot in the building. And I've always thought that. I've always said that. I don't know, maybe we should move the filing cabinet to my butt? But then it'll be in the way. How will I kiss it? Your butt. How will I hold it and kiss it and make out with it then? It's so crazy whenever people talk about the Taints like they're literal gods because again, they're convicted human traffickers, and second, the least alpha thing you can do is look up to a man. Like, why are you looking up? What were you doing?
Ar jūs actually convictino dėl human trafficking? Aš nepamenu, ar bent viena byla ten baigėsi jau? Anyway.
Doing down there. It's also such a public way to announce what kind of person you are to the world. Like, this is where you want to be. This is where you want to end up. This is your guy. Wooly Willy is your guy. I think this gives a pretty good idea of what kind of person Luke Belmar is, because wanting to be around the Tate brothers is like wanting to be inside a toilet bowl, because it means you're probably a big piece of shit. The water advice is pretty recurrent in all of Luke's teachings. It keeps coming up.
You can do Mountain Valley spring water. You can do Avian.
Evian. I love Evian.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Tastes good.
Fiji? No.
He refuses to drink any regular water. It has to be specifically approved.
Jo, kiek pamenu, aš dabar tiksliai netikrinsiu, man atrodo, bet kiek pamenu, jie nėra convicted. Ypač gal dėl kitko kažko, bet dėl human trafficking lygtais nėra, nes tęsiasi ten labai ilgai tie procesai.
Of bottled water, and he tends to project this mindset onto others around him.
Today I went to the dentist and she's like, can you rinse out your mouth? And I'm like, I'm not rinsing out my mouth with this tap water. Even the monkey knows, natural spring water, none of this tap water bullshit, bro.
The monkey was drinking the water though. It seemed like it was having a good time until you approached it with the gentleness of a thwomp. Be even Even monkeys know water is bad. I feel like once again he was inspired by the Taint brothers and Andrew always talking about
Drink
bottles of water. I mean bottle of water.
Bottles of water.
Bottles of wattles.
Bottle of water.
Bottle of wattles. I don't know when or why this mindset started, but maybe this clip has
Jesus.
something to do with it.
Hey, your little 13-year-old daughter has acne. Let's put her on birth control to regulate her emotions. And now you put 100 million women in the United States on birth control. It goes to your urine. That estrogen goes into the water. So now you have all these feminized men drinking this tap water.
I guess this explains
What?
his and his fellow alpha's fear of water.
Super teorija, wait. Što aš nesu
Maybe this clip
girdėjęs.
has something to do with it.
Hey, your little 13-year-old daughter has acne. Let's put her on birth control to regulate her emotions. And now you put 100 million women in the United States on birth control. It goes to your urine. That estrogen goes into the water. So now
How it goes into your water?
you have all these feminized men drinking this tap water.
I guess this explains his and his fellow alpha's fear of water, because the mark of a true alpha is
Wow.
being scared of the basis of pretty much all life. We're not scared of anything. We're all really tough. Except for 71% of the planet. Luke also has a tendency to make up numbers, which isn't a great characteristic to have as a finance expert.
Now you have 100 million women urinating highly estrogenated urine.
Where did 100 million come from? I love making up numbers based on nothing. I like my statistics how I like my hemorrhoids. Extracted from my ass. People who typically use birth control are in the age range of like 15 to 45. It's different for everybody. That age range in the US is only 66 women. 66 million. Not just, there's actually 66 women in the US, and I'm one of them. I'm the best one. And of that number, only about 15% use the pill. So that's less than 10 million. Where did all those extra millions come from? I thought this guy was supposed to know all about millions.
I've been able to capitalize on this digital gold rush, been able to generate millions of dollars.
Sure hope this isn't the same math he's using to calculate his net worth. So overall, with assets and investments, I'm probably worth around 20 million. Nice. What about liquid? Where? It's actually totally fine that we haven't learned anything of value yet from these videos, because Luke has an online course that he sells.
Now I can tell you, as a matter of fact,
Tai
that
aišku,
there's
turi
people
savo
your
kursą.
age making an absolute fucking killing online, whether it's through e-commerce, drop shipping, crypto.
He has an online course that makes him most, if not all of his income. What? Bones, what is happening? Who could have seen this happening? Why didn't you warn us, Bones? It's technically not just courses he's selling. It's actually a club where you get exclusive opportunities to connect with fellow entrepreneurs, which is something you can do on Instagram.
All you have to do is comment the words Capital Club, and I'll send you a private link so that you can tune into this private event.
Do you guys think it's private?
Yes, groundwater and surface water in some areas have been found to contain trace amount of estrogenic compound, including natural estrogens from human and animal waste, plus synthetic estrogen from birth control pills. Jesus. Plus xenoestrogens, industrial chemicals, sources of estrogens in water, wastewater, effluent, incompletely removed during sewage treatment, plus okay. Wow.
Sorry guys, I just didn't catch if it was private or not. Could you guys let me know if it was private or not? Here are some examples of the exclusive connections you can make after giving Luke and his entourage up to $15,000.
What do you guys do?
Full-time trading.
Full-time trading?
Yeah.
What markets?
Forex and commodities.
Where's my commodity? All right, there you go. Connect. All right, doesn't matter. Connect. Connect. Doesn't matter. Connect. Connect.
You'll also receive priceless mentoring like this.
Are you going to the gym every day? No, you're not. Are you sleeping well? No, you're not. I see eye bags under your eyes. So what you need to... Bro, look at me. Look at me. First of all...
Good thing this is inspirational, right? Otherwise, it would just seem like he's making fun of this person's appearance.
I see eye bags under your eyes.
Do you work out? Don't answer. I know you don't. Do you wash your face? No. Your pores are like craters. What am I looking at? I can't tell if I'm looking at skin or the surface of the moon. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I slept with your mom, okay? Now that we've mastered the financial aspect of alphification,
Give me a $10 million contract.
let's move on to the physical one by learning from our next alpha, Ashton Hall. He can run very, very fast for undisclosed distances. He can dive into water. He can dive his face into water. Ashton Hall is a daily routine influencer who shows himself throughout the day as he gets ready to go places and then does things at those places. By the way, Chris James is how I learned about this guy because I deleted X from my phone. I couldn't stand to be there or look at it anymore. So everybody say, thank you, Chris James. Thank you. Is he gone? Thank God. That guy has 2 first names. Like, how many do you need? Don't be greedy. Ashton has been getting a lot of attention over this last month for how crazy and unrealistic his routine is. For example, he starts the day by waking up at 3:50 or 3:55 in the morning. And there's really no reason to do that. The sun's not out, so you can't see anything. Businesses aren't open, so you can't go anywhere. The worms aren't even awake, so he can't even get one of those even. I'm a little biased though, because I hate early risers. I don't mean I hate rising early. I mean I hate people who rise early. The people that I know who wake up absurdly early in the morning only do it so they can tell me about it. Obviously, if your schedule demands it, that's different, but I hate when people act like waking up early is a productive achievement in and of itself. You're just waking up at a different time. That doesn't...
Šiaip situacija moteriškas nervina, kas sunervina? Tausia čia, nieko taigi blogo nėra, kaip suprantu. Kaip ten rado, aš nežinau, aš net negirdėjau, kad yra tokie dalykai iš viso, bet, kaip suprantu, vandenį daug ką randa, I guess, ir estrogeno, kažkokio rado trace amounts of compounds. Tai reiškia, tas trace amounts, aš nežinau, čia, ar čia kenksminga kažkam, aišku, ne. Nes tai, man atrodo, trace amounts tu gali bet kur rasti, čia nebūtinai reiškia kažką. Ten mes trace amounts į savo organizmą galim bet ko gauti ir visiškai nieko nepadaro. Čia tiesiog... Jeigu reiktų spėti, nieko net nesigilinant ir nežinant tą temą, jeigu reiktų spėti, tai greičiausiai bus, kad rado va tokį faktoidą ir tiesiog sąmokslo teoriją sukūrė, kaip ir visą laiką daro, o realiai jokios grėsmės, niekas nuo to visiškai nepasikeičia žmogui, visiškai jokios įtakos, jeigu reiktų spėti, bet, I don't know, bet kad sunervintų, tai čia who cares.
Doesn't mean that it's a better time, especially if you're like Ashton Hall and went to bed at 7 p.m. You're actually sleeping more than most people. He goes to sleep at 7.
Vala, ar čia real, tutkus? Discord'e Karalius numetė. Valdas Tutkus. Jis pašėrino? Černiauskas pasidalino tikrai. Amazing. Based.
7 and then doesn't wake up until 3:50 in the morning. That's almost 9 hours of sleep. Why am I doing so much math in this video? His morning routine video that went super viral says this in the caption: day 191 of the morning routine that changed my life. 3:50 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Sin lives late at night. If you're dealing with a weak mind, bad decisions, or lack of productivity, go to sleep early. Sin lives late at night. It's still night when you wake up. Sin is still around. He says variations of this phrase a lot.
Brother, what do you mean, how do I wake up at 3:50 a.m.? Listen, I go to sleep early because temptation lives late at night.
But if your willpower goes away the second the sun goes down, you probably have really weak willpower. You're still the same person no matter what time it is. So if you're making bad decisions, you can still do that during the day. Hey, you want to be in the 70-person orgy?
Aš pasiilgstu kartais naktinėjimų iš tikro, nes aš net nepamenu dabar. Nepamenu, kurie metai man buvo, bet buvo laikotarpis, kai eidavau 4 maždaug miegot, ryte, ten per tą naktį. Ir aš nežinau, ten tiesiog, gamindavom, prie kompo būdavom, tada aš streamindavau dar naktį, toks tiesiog 4 būdavo reguliaru, 12 ten kažkur atsikeli. Bet tada vėliau tiesiog, pasikeitė tas grafikas. Bet visą laiką buvo ir liko tas naktinėjimas turbūt geriausia, kaip čia, ramiausia mano forma ir geriausias laikas, tipo. Dalykas tas, kad po daug metų aš suradau vieną tokį kaip pseudo paaiškinimą gal. Kaip ten sakė, tas ADHD specialistas, tas, kur studino ADHD žmonės ir iš tikro žino tą kondiciją, žino, kas tai yra, tą sutrikimo, kaip ten tas, disorderis. Galų galiais pasakė, kad mes iš tikro, ten vienas iš tokių teorijų buvo, kad žmonės tiesiog prisitaiko labai ir išmoksta įvairių dalykų. Pavyzdžiui, žmonės, kurie, turi, kad yra ADHD. Ir ten arba jų, dėl whatever reason, sunku susikaupti būna ir panašiai, nes ten smegenys laksto į skirtingas pusės ir panašiai. ką išmoksta žmonės, tai išvarginti savo smegenis tiek, kad jos yra pavargusios. Bet paradoksaliai, jos tada nelaksto į visas pusės ir tu gali susifokusuoti kažką vieną arba jaustis ramus, atsipalaidavęs. Nes iš tikro smegenis pavargo ir jos nebebėga 1000 mylių per minutę greičių, žinai, į visas pusės. Kas yra labai net logiška. Ir aš galvoju, ar taip natūraliai man irgi gavos, kad tom valandom, vėlesniam jau iš tikro, aš bent jau yra ramesnis ir tipo geriau jauties, tipo, nes ramesnės smegenys yra, nes jo, bet anyway.
With us, there is nothing I'd like more. Sure. Yeah. I can't even begin to express how much I want to do this and how long I've wanted to do this and how much I appreciate you asking me and including me in this. What time is it? It's 5 a.m. I can't do this. But you just said you were gonna... I'm not that person anymore. It was 10 seconds ago. Ashton spends the rest of his mornings doing various things between each round of putting his face into ice water. Dipping his face into ice water is kind of like his checkpoint.
Jo, yra labai daug ten prirašyta visko apie tą ir biologinį tą laikrodį, ir pagal ten kūno temperatūrą kažkaip ten yra natūralius tos ciklus žmogaus organizmo. Labai yra daug apie tą miegą, tai čia, yeah.
Throughout the day. And he only does it with a specific brand of bottled water. He doesn't use tap water.
Žiūrėkit, kaip ir Uspaskichas savo vandenį geria. Ir pardavinėjo ir geria savo vandenį.
He doesn't even use tap water to rinse his mouth after brushing his teeth. Luke Belmar is beaming.
I'm not rinsing out my mouth with this tap water.
He's smiling with his teeth that are untainted by regular plain water. The only taint in his mouth is Tristan's. Sometimes Ashton will show himself doing his skincare and hair care routine. Hey, do you want it to grow or not? These two things just canceled each other out. I'm getting mixed signals. He just row gained and then row lost. He also uses Sensodyne toothpaste, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like maybe his teeth would be less sensitive if he didn't constantly expose them to iced water. After Ashton is done waking up in the mornings, he usually goes onto his balcony to drink more water. My favorite part of this is when he squats after finishing his push-ups to drink more water. Because the wind moves his pant legs around, but when I first saw it, I just thought his legs were shaking. Yep, just finished doing push-ups for 16 minutes straight. That is actually literally gonna make my legs hurt tomorrow. One of the weird things about Ashton's content is how his wife is included in it. Actually, it doesn't even feel right to use the word included because she's not included. It's just her hands. She doesn't have a name or a face. She's literally just a pair of hands. Usually when other people show up in his videos, they're actually shown.
The fuck is this shit?
But not her. She's just here to serve. She brings him water to dip his face in, obviously. She serves him his meals, and he doesn't even look at her.
Thank you.
Why does he need someone to bring him food anyway? He's been awake for 5 hours at this point, and he couldn't find time to scramble an egg. He could have just done it here when he stood in place for 4 minutes straight.
Jis medituoja, seniai, tu nesuprasi.
He could have just stood in front of an oven instead, or a stove. I mean, can you cook eggs in an oven? I don't know. My wife makes them for me. His wife's hands also pick up his messes. They clean up after him. She cuts up his bananas so he doesn't have to eat them the gay way. She even has to dress him sometimes.
Iš tikrųjų, prikolas yra tame, kad jų iš tikrųjų tarp jų paniatkių yra, kad tu banano negali valgyti kaip žmogus, tu turėjai atsilaužti ir susipjausti, nes kitaip gėjus esi, nahui. Oh my god, kokie cringe visi.
She even has to dress him sometimes.
Pala, čia nerodė jūs?
Dress him sometimes.
Beveik.
The way these are filmed makes it seem like he is a knight preparing for some kind of jousting tournament, and she's a squire. She's just there.
Your chain, sire. I am but a lowly street urchin, and it is my greatest honor to place this adornment upon your regal nape. Break a leg. Break both. I fucking hate you.
And this is definitely intentional. He definitely wants to come across as if he is basically royalty, with people escorting him places and carrying his stuff for him. He even has his wife draw him a bath.
Wow. Čia tarnaitė gal, žinai, gal net ne wife.
And it works. He definitely comes across that way. He does seem like he's royalty because he's a little princess. Ashton is also a self-acclaimed fitness coach, so he shows us a lot of his workout routines. And I say self-acclaimed because literally anyone can say they're a fitness coach. You don't have to have any kind of certification to say that. You also don't need any kind of certification to have an app where you sell fitness courses for $20 a month or $90 a year. You can just do that.
Based.
Yeah, he's fitness coach into the back of his car. The production quality of his running videos is insane. They have 2 camera rigs set up in 2 different cars so they can drive on either side of him and film him running in super high def. They've got him in slow motion, he's covered in sweat by the end, and you would be too if you ran for less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. He doesn't even run for 10 minutes. He starts running at 7:27, and by 7:36, according to him, he's done running. He's done standing, too. He's in the air. He already did 4 minutes of that this morning. He doesn't need to do any more. He spent more time prepping and traveling to this location than he did running at this location. He could have just run down the stairs at his building instead of taking the elevator and saved himself like an hour and a half. Does that even count as a workout at that point? This is more like fleeing. He just briefly fled. He also tends to make a lot of noise during these intense runs. Wait, what's he saying? Guys, he's saying ice. Guys, he's scared of the ice water. That's why he's running away. His teeth can't take it anymore. Oh my God. The hands must be controlling him. They're making him do this. She's not serving him. She's serving torturous villain, baddie, bitch, pussy, slay, mother, The only reason guys like this are able to maintain these routines or waste time talking about what kind of bottled water is best
Fiji? No.
is because they're already rich. They didn't get rich because of these routines. They have these routines because they are rich. They have someone doing their chores.
O žinot, kodėl burna užsiklijuoja? Gerai, kodėl? Nes čia yra gal 10 skirtingų variantų. Įmanoma atsakymą į šitą. Nu, šauk savo.
They have someone taking their car to get their oil changed. They don't do regular people stuff. They're bored. They've got to do something. Just make sure you're not comparing yourself and the things you're doing to these optimized alphas or anyone online who seems like they have a productively maximized routine. Because first of all, there's no such thing as a perfect routine. We have butt cheeks. It's not that serious.
Neskvėpuoti miegodamas turi per nosį. Čia pats nuobodžiausias. Nu, aš galvoju, kad jis užsislėpęs gėjus ir kad naktį netyčia nepačiulptų kažkam. Kad, pavyzdžiui, jis tik į sąmostą turi, kad mes vorus valgom naktį ir kad negalima, taigi nes vorai ten estrogeno gal turi savį. Tipo, galėjo 20 skirtingų nuostabių sugalvoti, o tu tokį banalų. Come on.
And second of all, they're easy to fake. Even I could fake the perfect routine if I just took everything I've learned from Ashton and Luke today and combined them. And I'm gonna do that. Right now.
Oh, wow. Mountain Dew. Oh, wow. She's committing. Laikas tipo eina, okay. jos tas video esė, nežinau, čia galima video esė vadinti, bet tiesiog tas meme video, tai žiauriai man patinka jos editinimas ir tipo humoras, tas tupas. I'm
gonna call it there, guys. Thank you for subscribing, and if you are still here, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you clicking on my video out of all the videos that are on here, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Nuskink man jis mėnesį.